I am hard pressed to say that this whole Cleopatra debacle is a racist thing. It might actually be, but I think it's worse than racist. I think it's stupid. I think it's stupid. It's ignorant, and it's such a Jada Pinkett thing to do.
Now let's hear one of those jokes, bitch.
Fuck's sakes. Look up the term dumbass in the dictionary, and Jada Pinkett's face is probably right next to it. With that said, let's dive in, shall we?
Maximum effort.
Ladies and gentlemen and ninjas, welcome back to the African Geekdom with I Aman JP. Well, shit. The wolves are out, the knives are out, and they are coming for us, eh? Now, before, I myself pull out my machetes and start lopping off heads, I gotta give some of these people credit because, they are right. Cleopatra was Macedonian. That is historical fact. We cannot change that. It's the disingenuous nature of this whole argument that's really got me frustrated. And, I gotta give credit where credit is due. I've at least found a few channels, one in particular who has given this a fair shake. Eddie Minion TV, I think it. Forgive me if I'm fucking up the name. Eddie Minion TV. The guy has a very straightforward, concrete analysis of this, which I like. And the rest of y'all. Cleopatra is described as being a Macedonian of Macedonian descent, but her royal family, were the rulers of Egypt at the time. But what I will not give them credit for is the blatant fucking hypocrisy they all display. Channels like fucking Ryan Kinnell, the usual suspect motherfuckers are coming out in droves displaying their fake outrage. The people who are pissing me off the most are the fucking black people, and particularly one black sister who shall remain nameless, who's always dick riding the right of the right people not to be misrepresented in media. But all the decades of black people, fucking being misrepresented. First of all, Egypt is not Egypt. Egypt is what it was named by the Greeks. The fucking place's name was Kemet, meaning land of the blacks or the black lands. And Egypt, my friends, is in fucking Africa, and where black people are. Yeah, you could describe it as not being totally black these days, but just remember, do your fucking history before you come on fucking YouTube and telling Africans about their fucking history that Arabs were the fucking invaders. The Nubians had a history of royalty and fucking pyramids way before the Arabs invaded. They are trespassers. Fine, they still there now. It's fine. And I don't give a fuck about that. But this whole fucking fake outrage bullshit, which is fucking race baiting for you to get the clickety clicks, you know what the fucking channels are. You've seen these motherfuckers, yeah? And Ridley Scott had a whole movie, Exodus, Gods and Kings, about fucking Moses and the Egyptians. And there were black actors as gods and slaves and shit in the background, but all the main cast were white, not even Arab. So miss me with the fake outrage bullshit, complaining about historical figures having their race fucking swapped. I have two levels of agitation. My second level of agitation was fucking Jada Pinkett Smith. What the fuck were you thinking, touching these white people's white savior? Or however one would fucking describe fucking Cleopatra. Now that it's historically recorded that she was Macedonian, yes, but they've been in Egypt for a few centuries then. No way they were still all white. And my black brothers and sisters know this because we've seen the historical documents. I've read history about African history, which was not African history. It was a description or an account of history of Arabs or white Christians in Africa, not African history. It was viewed through their lens, and the prejudice was all laid bare with every fucking time. So now to be for y'all to show so much outrage over this is fucking ridiculous. Where's my fucking outrage? Every time, I don't know how many movies have there been about the Trojan War.
movies and TV shows, several. I've never once seen Memnon. Memnon, for those who don't know, was the son of Tithonus and the Ethiopian king. Tithonus was the brother to King Priam, the king of Troy. And in several different versions of the text, some written after the Iliad, which was written by Homer, all these characters are described as being swarthy. And look up swarthy, Swarthy, means fucking black. Means black. Memnon was nephew to Priam, cousin to Hector. Was not at all described as being Ethiopian, but he was an Ethiopian king. He was Greek. His complexion, swarthy. And actually, even Priam and Hector were described as being swarthy. So basically, the Iliad and the Trojan War are basically the Greeks versus the niggers, but not one movie or TV show has ever depicted them as being black. Now, some may debate like, oh, that's just a writing style, a descriptive sense. They weren't really black. Look up the fucking word. And as words change meaning over time, that shit happens. To them, the people who were writing the text back then, obviously swarthy, was black. It was describing the niggers. But we can't have that now. So, miss me with the nonsense. Stop pretending to be outraged. You just want clicks and fucking views. Or you just fucking racist. I guess that. You can't just be fucking racist. And no, this is by no means me endorsing or supporting Jada Pinkett Smith and her fucking wanting to get it in good with the black people again after we all know that she fucked up Will's life by doing shit like no. Fuck you. We don't need this fucking smoke. She could have stayed fucking white. Cleopatra. Nobody in the black community was like, was wishing Cleopatra to be black. No, there are several African queens and kings who you could have made a show of in honor of their lives who actually existed. But no, y'all, Netflix, y'all chose this fucking smoke. And yes, I am of two minds of this, and I'm allowed to be of two minds on this. I think A, it shouldn't have been done, and B, a lot of you motherfuckers are just overreacting because it's expected of you now. You like to pretend that you're fitting, but no, you're just going with the fucking flow. This is really getting on my nerves. Give me a fucking TV show about Memnon, and I'll forget everybody. I'll forget everything. I'll let it go, okay? Chances are motherfuckers are gonna, your fucking geeks and gamers and your Ryan Canals are gonna fucking come out and boycott that too and complain like little bitches anyway. Anything for the clicks, man. And I'm actually a fan of these channels. I'm subscribed to them, but on a lot of things, it's just fucking race baiting, fam. What a fucking it's a good principle for you. Try this thought and exercise. Don't fucking tell Africans about their history, yeah? And we will try our best not to talk about who fucking actually cut down the fucking cherry tree or whatever the fuck. I don't know who started, why you pretending the Civil War wasn't about slavery. We'll stay out of that shit. Stay out of our shit. Egypt was Kemet, land of the blacks. Get that to your fucking skulls. Stay the fuck out of the conversations that don't concern you, fam. And keep your fucking Cleopatra. We don't want that bitch no. She was a hoe. As usual, this has been me, your boy JP. The fire started today. May the force be with you. Live long and prosper. Wakanda forever, my ninjas. May the odds be ever in your favor. I'll catch y'all on the next one.